Now, honestly, would you rather stay in a toxic work environment and in a relationship that is no longer serving you, or walk away? Which is scarier? Let's see. Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome on this Saturday night live. How is everyone doing? Say hello, say hi. So, as I see who is joining in with me tonight. Now, I asked you a question. So, a lot of times, um, we see people, or I was one of these, I'm no judgment. I was one of these staying in a workplace or a job that is no longer serving me, and or probably stay on in a situation that seems to be comfortable, or stay on in like a decision I made, and then I say, why, Nabila, do you need this aggravation? You don't need this. And it's going to mean, like, even this decision to change the trajectory of my life, that was a huge decision that people do not do easily in the middle of their career, so after more than 25 years. So all I'm saying, sometimes we stay on in a place that is not serving us best, but just because we are afraid of what is the alternative, because of the unknown. The unknown is even scarier than where we are right now. Say yes, or hashtag risk is scary. And so why is it that risk is really scary? This is what I'm going to talk about tonight. Hello. So let's see who is in here with me tonight. Piero is here. Good evening. So why is it that we are, as human beings, we are so scared of taking risk and making the scary move into the unknown? And no judgment, I was in that place just like everyone else. Suad Suleiman, hello, good evening. Ziba, good evening. Hello, everyone. So, why is it? So, this happens in general, like in life. People stay on in a relationship even though they know that it has long been consumed, and it's no longer serving anybody, yet we stay on in the relationship. And also, sometimes you are in a job and it's comfortable, and then it has, so to speak, expired long ago. You are no longer giving the best of your best in that job. That job is no longer adding to you, or to your experience, or to your expertise, yet the human inclination is that we stay on. Yalla, one more year, one more month, 2 months, 3 months. Then we numb ourselves into accepting that this is safe. I like to be safe, and I like to be secure. And in no time, it's 5 years. And in no time, it's 7 years. And in no time, it's 10 years. Why is that? Why do you think is it? Piero and Ziba and everyone else, come on, interact with me. Tell me, why is it? Why is a human nature more inclined into staying into mm, kind of a place where things are okay, rather than Take the risk in the unknown. Why is the unknown so scary? Tell me. Hey, everyone. Hello, scary. What do you think? Ziba, why do you think is it that people, shy away from making that move into the unknown, staying in jobs that actually is stifling us, is depressing us? Yet we go in every day, we wake up every morning, and we know we have a long, hectic, depressing day, and yet we put the face in there and then go. And then we come back home and then we say, oh, yeah, I am tired, I am drained. Isn't it the case that if you were doing something like that you enjoy, if you're doing something out of passion, you will never feel tired, right? Okay. Hello. So I'm looking for elements of answers here. Where are you, everyone? So why is it kind of scarier to walk into the unknown or jump into the unknown? Tell me. Sometimes to risk everything is something that we cannot manage. Very, very true. So this human inclination has a name. This human inclination, like for somebody to stay in a job that is no longer serving you, that is depressing you, that is stifling you, rather than jump into something you don't know, rather than change into a company that you have no idea about the culture. Sometimes you are in a toxic environment in that job, and every day you complain about it, and every day you go back to that job. So why is it that, for example, a gambler who gambled 50 dollars at the beginning, why does he or she continue to dig and dig and dig in their own rabbit hole, you know because they are afraid to lose, rather than jump into something else? Why is it that we continue to stay in a place even though it is no longer serving us, but we stay on in it, digging our hole deeper and deeper and deeper? Iman, you are saying, good evening, Iman. We are afraid from change. Absolutely, we are afraid of change. Change is scary. To some people, change means out of the comfort zone. Actually, there is a name for this inclination. Hello, 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 everyone. So there is a name for this fear of jumping into the unknown. There is a name for this, like staying in like a not so good place for fear that something uh, scarier, worse can come. It's called loss aversion. I'm going to type it up. Let me see. It's called loss in economics. It's called loss aversion. Let's see if loss aversion. Yes. So I typed it in there, and basically it's a theory in economics in the 1970s, where they screened a lot of people. And they said the conclusion they came out with is that a large number of people would rather not lose something than gain pleasure. Let me repeat this. The loss aversion theory, it's a theory in the 70s where it was demonstrated that a large number of people would rather not lose something. I'd rather not lose this job. I would rather not lose this husband, or I would rather not lose this thing I'm doing, this business that is failing, but I'd rather stick onto it rather than cut it, stop it, and move into something I don't know. You see what I mean? Loss aversion. There is a tendency in this human nature. Remember, there are two drivers in human nature, two drivers in human nature, in all the decisions we make and in all the risk taking we make. There are two drivers, you know. It's to avoid loss, and the second one is to gain pleasure. Avoid loss and gain pleasure. So two levers or two propellers of our decisions or of our wanting to move on. Two things, you know, we always want to avoid loss at all costs. That's number one. And the second one is, of course, we want to gain failure. Let me give an example. So if, for example, um, let's say moving from one job to another would mean you are going to lose XYZ. You're going to lose, for example, a work environment, or you're going to lose one or two, mention two, one or two or three things you would lose. And then you would lose the, for example, the companionship of your colleagues. And then, as you know, as a counterpart, you will gain, for example, maybe a salary increase. If the salary increase is not good enough or high enough or worthy enough of the change, most of the time people prefer the workplace, the companionship, feeling comfortable among colleagues, rather than go through, you know, the pain of changing their paradigm, the pain of getting to know new colleagues, the pain of getting to know. They don't see it as excitement, it's just the comfort. So we are wired in such a way as, you know, I'd rather be comfortable, no change, as Iman said, rather than go through the growing pains of change and gain something. Does it make sense? Iman says, avoid loss and gain pleasure. These are the two main levers or propellers for, taking decisions. Right. But among the two, which is avoid loss and gain a pleasure, human beings are much, 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 much more inclined to avoid loss at all costs. Why? Because the pain of losing something is more acute than the pleasure of gaining something. Let me repeat this. The pain of losing something is more acute. It's harder on the, the psyche of the person. It's more acute than gaining something nice, than gaining pleasure. So the loss is generally, this is much more painful, so to speak, place. So tell me, where is it, for example, you're finding it hard to make a decision and, make that risk, especially professionally? Where is it? Because the place you fear to enter, the cave you fear to enter, holds the treasure you desire. This is Joseph Campbell. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you desire. The very thing you are afraid of is the very thing that you need to do to get to the other side of fear, which is freedom. The cave you fear to enter holds the pain of loss is more acute than gaining pleasure. Absolutely. Amen. You are being a very good student in here. So it's very important that once in a while we check with ourselves and say, especially if you are comfortable. If you are comfortable, it's high time you ask yourself this question: where is it? Where is it? I am staying in here in the comfort zone. What am I afraid of? You know, because you might be paying a bill for staying in the comfort zone and not taking risk. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you desire. So ask yourself, where is it um, I'm finding it hard to cut ties with something that is no longer serving me. It could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a friendship. So, where is it? Where is it that I'm finding it difficult, to cut ties, you know, in to cut ties with something that is no longer serving me. And in fact, that thing could be draining you, could be, you know, taking away your energy much more than what you think. You see what I mean? Iman, are you there with me? So most of the time people keep investing in a job because it provides salary, it provides safety, it provides security. They keep investing in a job that they know, they deserve much better. They know the company is taking advantage. They know that the company knows that he is afraid or she is afraid. And emotional intelligence tells us this quite a lot. Fear could be sensed. Toxic workplace and toxic relationship. I love this, Iman. So, where is it that you are keeping to invest in something that is actually, has a leakage in it? It has a leakage of energy on your energy. It's actually draining you, it's actually taken away from you because you are much more afraid. And actually, staying in that position, when you think about it, is much more costing to you than if you leave. So this is really, really counterintuitive. This goes against intuition. Intuition says, I'm good, I'm safe, I'm comfortable, I'm not going to take risk. I'm not going to take risk. Why would I? Why would I? And notice that such inclinations not to take risk are generally backed up by a lot of social beliefs and social conditioning. Some of the beliefs would be, keep your something that is not so good rather than venture into something it could come as even worse. Like literally, this is not a very good translation, but it's basically this. There is like a saying in Arabic culture that says, keep your situation as is, because you might be getting even worse. You might be getting something even worse. And there are a lot. It's a bird at hand much better than 10 on the tree. In all cultures, across all cultures and across all countries, there is something that speaks to the effect that safety and security is much better than taking risk. It actually needs courage, and we are not trained to be courageous. We are much more trained to be safe. Amen. You see what I mean? So changing the job could be costing because the job could be even, scarier. It could be even scarier because our mind is conditioned to know the answers. We need to know the answers. We need to know the answers. We need to know the how. We need to know what's going to happen. We need, we are so conditioned to need to know or to need to control the how. You see what I mean? And that's why, this taking risk is very much connected with huge fear, and it makes it like really really scary to walk away into the unknown. The unknown is extremely extremely scary. Now, why is the unknown scary? Why is the unknown? The unknown is scary because our survival mode, our fight or flight or freeze mode, doesn't have a history, doesn't have a record for it. It doesn't know how to manage it. It says, it checks in your file and it says, I don't know how to do it. Let's wait until you know how to do it. So when we are on a fight or flight mode, it's we do not have any creative bandwidth, or we are not ready to do any creative, so to speak, activity. So you say, how do I kind of start. The invisible is scary, the unknown is scary. Yes, we don't know how to handle it. We don't have so to speak, files to understand it. So when we don't know the how, our fight or flight or survival mode is going to say, wait, you're not ready, wait until you know how you are going to handle this situation, and then we will do it. Now, three things you can do to make the calculated risk decision smoother or softer on your heart, and not so scary, and makes it like and make it like really more palatable to your taste. So three things. What are three things that we can do to make these moves into the unknown, these moves that seem to be in the unknown, or less scary than what we believe. Number one, make sure the decision is informed. Make sure the decision is informed. We need to make the decision informed. What does it mean? Making or taking risk doesn't mean go blind and jump and then defy gravity and you will be fine. It doesn't happen this way. So make informed decisions, meaning prepare yourself, have the information, have the data support you. Today there is absolutely all the data that we need. So we know the people who are not taking risk in the next 3 years are in big trouble. Why? The World Economic Forum 2023 recently released indicated there's going within the next 3 years 69 million jobs disappearing. 69 million jobs disappearing. And on the other hand, there's going to be 89 million jobs created. So while, intuitively we are inclined to stay where we feel comfortable, and it may seem counterintuitive that we start something anew, like a change career path or change a job in the middle of our career when we are, if you like, so successful in something. It doesn't make sense that we change career. It doesn't make sense. You see, if we take from the history of great successful people teachers like Steve Jobs, how he left Apple at its peak. He left Apple at its peak, and he did decisions like when he was no longer needed in a place, he just walked away. When he felt he was no longer, or his expertise was no longer made to good use, he just walked away. And every time, you know every time he would make a bigger jump in life. Of course, it doesn't go without paying a price, it doesn't go without failing. And that's why we need to embrace failure. We need to embrace failure because there's going to be a step back for us to jump better. You see what I mean? So, but make the decision informed. Informed in the sense of two things. Please, I don't mean informed meaning draw the line between the pros and cons, and whichever is longer, you are going to take the decision. I'm not a great I'm not a great fan of the pros and cons, lists. To be honest, I'm being very honest with you. Make your due or do your due diligence by exploring, by finding out, by looking at the information. You know, do not get your information from hearsay, from what the boss said, even if it's the boss. Make your decision, or do your due diligence by having the right information, not from friends, not from your besties, not from make the decision is informed. So informed meaning backed up by data, that's number one. And number two, it's informed in the sense it feels good here. It's informed by your heart's decision, meaning intuitively you feel, this is the right thing to do. It's informed, so have that intuitive, kind of, align yourself and center yourself and ground yourself, and then ask yourself. And I guarantee you, you will receive, answers. Your higher self knows what's best for you. Your higher self knows what's going to serve you much better in 3 years, or in 5 years, or in 10 years. So trust it. That gut feeling that tells you, Iman, do it. Iman, go here. We am, do it. Trust it. Trust that. So make an informed decision. Number two, don't be afraid to put yourself out there, visible, especially with social media today. Don't shy away from making yourself invisible. So make yourself visible. That's second one. So make sure the decision is informed. The decision is informed by, facts, fact finding, and your heart. And the second thing, make yourself visible. Because a lot of times, we want the better job to come, we want the better position to come, we want but we do not allow ourselves to be visible. A lot of people are out there on LinkedIn and they are not visible. Their profile is incomplete and they do not interact and they do not show up, and it's difficult for headhunters to find them. Right? So make yourself visible, especially on social media. I'm being very frank, especially LinkedIn with its 900 million, what? 900 million users. So 900 million opportunities for the jobs. And apparently, this is a figure I'm quite sure about, every 7 minutes, there is somebody, or is it every 7 seconds, somebody is getting a job via LinkedIn. This is huge. I am visible in LinkedIn. I know, Iman. I know. I'm talking to the converted. Now the third one, make yourself visible on social media. Make yourself available, right? Don't shy away. A lot of people hide and they create the profile and they hit the button invisible, or the picture is invisible, or the banner is invisible, or lots of things are simply invisible, or your credentials or something. Don't shy away. Don't be coy on LinkedIn. So make yourself visible. And the last thing is make yourself Make yourself. What do you think, Iman? What would be the last one? To ensure that when you jump, when you take a risk, when you take a position jump, or when you make a jump, a professional jump, you are cautioned, you are like pampered, you are protected. So you take an informed decision, meaning base your decision on facts and everything. Make yourself visible so as opportunities start coming to you. And the third one, what is the third one? What do you think? The third one, I talked about this last week. It's make yourself connected. Make yourself connected. Make yourself connected, meaning consolidate your network. Last time I talked about how your network is your net worth. And I talked about the 10 questions that you need to ask yourself in order to see if you are really, really, ready to step on the career accelerator. Emmanuel Brican is here. Hello, doctor. How are you? Make yourself available and visible. And the third one, make yourself connected. Make yourself connected, meaning connect with like-minded. Be amongst a mastermind or a group of people, of like-minded people. The more you are connected, the more your value is going to, and the more your confidence is going to increase, and the more opportunities you are going to attract. And the better you feel about taking that risk. It's going to feel less acute. It's going to feel less acute if you are not that afraid of the unknown. So if you prepare with these three things, you're going to notice you are a little bit less afraid. The jump is going to feel less scarier than if you are jumping in the unknown and uninformed. Don't jump uninformed. You need to have your fact finding work duly done. So there you have it. There you have the my three precursors, or my three conditions for taking calculated risk and failing your way forward. Failing your way forward, meaning taking risk, to be among the talented people. Absolutely, Iman. So it's to take some calculated risk in the future. Nothing comes in the comfort zone. Nothing happens in the comfort zone. You can be sure. As a matter of fact, the more you stay in that job that is no longer serving you, the more you are staying in there, even if it's daily struggle with the boss. The more you are staying in that relationship that is toxic, the more you are in there, the more it's going to drain you. And there is the law of diminishing return, where more you stay in there, your value is actually going down. So do your job, do your due diligence, do your information and fact finding, if you like, work. Make yourself visible and make yourself nicely surrounded by a good network. You can work diligently, as we said last time, on it, to be among, so as you position yourself, within the 5% bracket of people within your industry. If you are interested in knowing my 10 commandments or my 10 questions to ensure you stay on the accelerator path in your career, just type up #10, and we will send you that amazing PDF that you can use. It has the instructions on it that you can use to check if you are indeed on the accelerator in your career. And that's a checklist you're going to need to keep, because every while when we settle in, we're going to need to take that accelerator list and ask ourselves these questions again, just to ensure that we are all the time on that accelerator. Never settle, guys. Never settle. Never settle. The moment, actually, the scariest thing, at least for me now, the scariest thing is when I start settling, I start feeling too comfortable. When I feel comfortable, I say, no way, I am out of here. I'm out of here. So guys, take calculated risk. Do these, your due diligence to take that calculated risk, because everything is moving and shifting and rearranging itself. The next 3 years are going to be extremely, extremely, extremely transitional, so to speak, transformational. There's going to be a lot of changes in the workplace and in the overall, scenery, and the overall picture of jobs, and the future of jobs is going to change big, big time from here to 2027. As I said at the beginning of this talk, 69 million jobs being lost and 89 new jobs being offered. Are you ready to unlearn and relearn new things to be among the winners of the new economy? If you are, there is some proportion of failing our way, but failing our way forward into and taking some risks in order to be among the winners of the new economy. Hashtag 10 if you want if you want those 10 questions to ensure you are on the accelerator. I so much enjoyed the session on so much enjoyed. Farhan is here. Hello, hello. I so much enjoyed sharing this session on risk taking, and how to make risk taking less scarier than you think, and how do you look at fear in the face and just kind of go right through. I hope this is helpful. Has it been helpful, everyone? So Farhan, what leadership? Thank you very much, Farhan. Do you have questions? I would be happy to take one or two questions if you are ready. Thank you so much for hanging in there, you know, and I'll see you soon. Saturday Night Live, every Saturday at 8 p.m. KSA. I come live right now. As I said in my other post, my son is going through some serious health challenge, but I'm here with you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.